It's time for another new Kansas City Spotlight. Here's your host, Belinda Post.
If you're a fan of volleyball, you've probably heard of the St. James Academy Volleyball Slam. Joining us is Coach Nancy Dorsey, the founder of KC Slam and also a teacher and head volleyball coach at St. James Academy. So let's start with the history of KC Slam.
Yeah, so it started, 16, 17 years ago, really maybe even longer than that, when Metro Sports was Metro Sports. It's no longer Metro Sports. I sent them a lot of letters. Some of them were handwritten, some of them were emailed, some of them were typed. And I was like, hey, you're putting 10-year-olds swimming and wrestling on TV. Why not women's athletics? There's not hardly any women's athletics on your channel. I think they got sick of me, so after probably 5 years of sending notes like that, they're like, okay, let's give this lady a minute and let's meet with her. We met at an Applebee's. I'll remember it as long as I live. And I sat down. I'm like, hey, we need to put girls volleyball on TV. There are a ton of athletes, young women from the Kansas City area that are going on to play secondary volleyball. They're going to play the NCAA. They're playing in national championships. They're All-Americans. Like, we need to highlight what we have in our backyard. And they said, okay. I was like, finally, exciting. So that's kind of how it started. It was fun. The very first Slam was in our main gym. We didn't have a feature court, so we had to get a sport court. We had our parents, my volleyball parents, were laying down the sport court the night before the event. It was just kind of like, it came together really quickly, and it just has grown so much from there. So that first year we just had the two matches, and then it kind of morphed into this big event where now we have 8, and we have 16 teams playing, some of the best teams in the KC metro area, some of the best young women athletes in our area. It's really we've had girls that have gone on to be national champions at the NCAA level and All-Americans, and some that are now playing professionally. So pretty cool, history, and that's sort of the Cliff Notes version of what we have going on here.
We can see your passion.
Yeah.
Now, what's your why?
Promoting women's athletics started at a really young age while I was in high school, and then it continued as I was a player at KU. And I just felt like when I knew that I was going to be a teacher and coach, it was going to be something like part of my legacy, part of what I wanted to leave behind, was that I promoted young women and I helped them, showcase their talents, but also go on to play at the next level.
Coach Dorsey, thank you so much for your time today, and also thank you for fighting the fight to get more representation for women's sports. We're happy to have Volleyball Slam on KMCI.
This Kansas City Spotlight has been paid for by Athletic Solutions.